Within this lesson, we're going to briefly talk about PHP INI. So this is going to be where your PHP configuration is set up on your machine. So it's the PHP initialization file. It's php.ini, and here it's got all kinds of different configuration options that are available for and responsible for your PHP behavior. And as you can see, a lot of the content here is semicoloned out, and that just means that within this file this is just commenting. So this is not actually being read out through the server and run on the server environment. But when you do see ones that don't have the semicolon, you can see that we've got enable the PHP scripting language engine under Apache. So we've got engine is on, and there's a link there for some more information. We've got some options here for language, and we're going to be getting into this a little bit later on within this course. So at first, initially, it's just good to know that it's there, and good to know that if you do need to make some functions within error handling, within upload size, or whatever it may be, that you do need to make some adjustments to the configuration file. The configuration file is PHP INI. So we set up earlier, we showed you how to set up a XAMPP server. So that's just a local server that we've got running. And XAMPP, you can see that the default folder root for the PHP INI file, so they actually by default they've got two of them. They've got a development and production. So within, depending on which one you're working on, so right now I'm within development and I've opened that one up. If you've got a production one, then you can update that as well. So this is where it's located within XAMPP. On your server, you're probably only going to have one. It's just going to be called PHP INI, and then once again, if you want to make changes to how it's output, how PHP outputs on your server, you would be going into this PHP INI file. And it's also important to note that you want to make sure that you do know what you're doing when you are making changes to this, because this can seriously affect how the PHP code gets output on the server. So you don't want to make any adjustments unless you actually you've read up and you know exactly what adjustment you're making. And that's why they've got heavily commented information regarding what each command is going to do, because it is important to make sure that you're not making changes that can't be reversed and that you'd have to reload your PHP file.